tips on how to get started.
Work retail is one bit of advice I would give you if you haven't already. Work for magazines. Have internships while you're still a student. They're great auditions for you and for the company with which you're working. They frequently end up in jobs, but you need to get your hands on product. But you're studying fashion design? Fashion merchandising. Okay, great. Then that means that is the background for becoming a stylist. In my own work, I work with a fabulous stylist by the name of Tanya. And what's so important is that she can channel what we need to do, the aesthetic that we need, who the client is, and leave her own personal taste outside. And that's very important. You have to be very chameleon-like and be able to understand those needs and particulars. So I wish you a lot of luck.
Tim, on the left side, right here.
Where are we?
Right
oh, hi.
Do you sew yourself, and how did you get into fashion?
Do I sew myself? Yes. Am I very good at it? No. I can do a hem. That's about it. I would never consider constructing a jacket. How did I get into fashion? I have to tell you, it found me. I was teaching at Parsons. I was also associate dean of the school, and in that role, I was a kind of Mr. Fix-It. I would go into places within Parsons that needed fixing, and our fashion department was in a moment of crisis. And I went in ostensibly for a year to do the make it work thing, to offer up a diagnosis and a prescription, and it ended up being a 7.5-year gig. So I didn't come from the fashion world. I had to learn a tremendous amount about it. I had to design and implement a new curriculum, and I have to say it was the greatest challenge I've ever been faced with, and it's probably the achievement that I'm proudest of. I don't know that I'd have the courage to do it today, though. But at that time and place, it was really a stirring experience for me. So thank you.
Right next to me is shirt right here, Lily.
Oh, you're wearing a Tim Gunn shirt?
Turn around and get her attention
How
with the mic.
touching!
Throw the mic.
Thank you! Heavens! All four of you! Thank you, ladies!
I was wondering, what was your favorite season of Project Time?
What's my favorite season?
Great question.
Wow, that is a good question.
Good question.
There's so many.
You know, they're like my different semesters of teaching. There's something about each of them that I love and wish hadn't happened.
He also doesn't want to see it.
They're so different. It's difficult for me to say. I mean, I will say, just in terms of nostalgia, and in terms of not knowing what the future held, season 1 has a very special place for me because we didn't know what we were doing. The designers didn't know what we were doing. The world didn't know what we were doing. I mean, in those days, I could ride the subway with the designers and the cameramen, and nobody. I mean, some people thought this is really weird looking, but no one knew. So that for me was the most special season because it was the first. But there's something that I love about each of them. I wasn't that big a fan of season 8, though. The Gretchen season.
Universal here. Right here on the left side.
My name's Gianna Justice, and I've actually met you a few times before. I've come every time you've come since I've